So I don't know what's wrong with people, but it seems like nowadays to be relevant, you have to sign a missile. You have to sign a bomb. It's like, I guess, a tattoo or something like that for people. And you sign a projectile that's going to kill innocent children, women, and men in Gaza and in southern Lebanon. And someone who did this recently was none other than Michael Pence, the former vice president. Sajad, I don't know if you saw this. There's the Harrods article that actually scolds him in a very gentle way for signing this bomb. But Mike Pence, the former vice president under Donald Trump, went to Israel and he signed some bombs. And I want to show everyone those. Yeah, there he is. Actually, what's interesting about this is that he didn't put this image on his Twitter account. He put on his Twitter account a bunch of images of him, hanging out with soldiers and having a meal with them. What he forgot to put was this image of him signing his name on a bomb that's going to go kill innocent children. It's just crazy. But at least he's showing the world what he's really all about. There's no longer any hiding of it. And so the question is, like, why would Mike Pence do this? Isn't he for peace? Isn't he for a world without wars? Absolutely not. Mike Pence uh, is a Christian Zionist. And Christian Zionists believe that the land of Palestine needs to be completely purged of all Muslims, all Palestinians, and given back to the Jews so that Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam can come back. And there's an AP article that we're going to bring up here from, let me see what year this is from. This is actually from 2018. So there's an AP article from 2018 about Mike Pence, and it talks about his views when it comes to Jerusalem and when it comes to Palestine. And this guy, where is it? Let's see here. Let me scroll down. Yeah, here it is. He's been embraced by so-called Christian Zionists who believe the establishment of the state of Israel is proof of God keeping his promises and a step towards the second coming of Christ. This is him, of course, talking about Mike Pence. So, Mike Pence wants all Palestinians out of Israel. He wants all Muslims out of there because they want Sayyidina Isa, Jesus, peace be upon him, to come back. And the Jews that accept Sayyidina Isa at that time convert to Christianity. Those that don't are fought against and killed. And then the rapture happens where the Christians go into the heavens and they join Sayyidina Isa. And there's an article also from Catholic.com that talks about this for those of us who aren't aware of it. At the end of the age, God will again make Israel the center of his concern, leading up to the coming of the Messiah and the setting up of the long promised kingdom. After the partial regathering of the Jews in Palestine and the re-establishment of the state of Israel would come the ill-fated pact with the Antichrist, betrayal at his hands, immense suffering for those Jews who accepted Jesus as Messiah before his coming, and the final invasion by the hordes of then Gentile armies, when the Gentile powers had the Jews close to total annihilation. Jesus Christ, Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, would return to the earth, slaughter the Antichrist's armies, and finally establish the kingdom that he had originally offered to the Jews in his first advent. After witnessing his majestic display of power, the Jews would acknowledge Messiah Jesus and once again bask in the blessings of God. So Mike Pence and a large portion of the political elite in the United States are Christian, evangelical, Christian Zionists who believe that this needs to happen. And the only way that's going to happen is through this constant, unwavering support of Israel. So, constantly, when the Muslim community or communities in general are trying to talk about morality, they're trying to talk about humanity, like, how do you support the killing of children? How are you allowing this to happen? You've destroyed 90% of Gaza. People are starving, people are dying. It's falling on deaf ears because they don't care. For individuals such as Pence and so many others that are out there, this is the opportunity that they've been looking for, and they don't want to let this opportunity go. And so for them, it's what can we do to bring in the day of judgment and the Armageddon in the final hour? And as Muslims, that's not how we are. Now, the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa ala alihi always taught us to act in accordance to a religious and moral code. And what God does with time is what God does with time. We have no say in the coming of anything. You know, when that companion came to the Messenger of God, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa ala alihi, and he asked him, when is the final hour? The Prophet ﷺ didn't tell him, here's what you need to do to ensure that the final hour comes, and I want you to do one, two, three, four. No. He asked that companion, well, what have you done to prepare yourself for it? And the man said, not much, except that I love you. And the Prophet ﷺ, he praised that man. He praised that man for his response. So, you know, so when you're seeing these things, don't be disheartened. Just now be aware, you know, read the signs. These are signs just showing you that everything that Allah and His Messenger sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa ala alihi has told us is 100% true. And we don't put our faith in individuals such as these. We don't put our faith in the Pences in the world. We put our faith in God. We put our faith in His Messenger, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa ala alihi, and we do everything that we can as a community to stop this genocide. We fill the streets of the heavens with dua and prayer, and we fill the streets on earth by going out there for every march, and we try to advocate that all the politicians put a stop to this. And so that's the reality. Don't be shocked when you see Pence and other people like him signing missiles that are going to kill children.